A family hit by a train. The whole family. They were trying to go fishing. Don't know why they changed positions or heading to a specific spot to fish as a family. A mother, her daughter, a 1-year-old, and a 5-year-old. The last time we left off at yesterday's podcast, late night, was sadly that the mother and daughter died, and this 1-year-old was at the hospital, and the 5-year-old is just missing. It is a very tragic and disturbing case, but I showed you guys the images of where they were placed. Forgive me, mother and daughter. They had sheets over them. They were separated pretty far away. It was quite difficult to understand how that far they were. And why were they hit by this train? All of them. Today, we have a press conference, an update, an insight with more details, and we get to basically understand how this happened. How can something, a disturbing tragedy occurred? My prayers go out to the mother and daughter, this 1-year-old at the hospital. Hopefully they give us some insight, and also the missing 5-year-old. See, everyone was accounted for, but the 5-year-old just missing. Now, there is some rumors saying that she was found, but we're going to watch this presser together to see what happened. Hopefully we can get, again, some insight to how can a 5-year-old just gone missing after everyone was hit by this train and everyone was accounted for except for this 5-year-old. Welcome to the Investigative. I'm your host, Nove Cross. Welcome to the True Crime Podcast. We cover all true crime as well as trending topics. Stream both live on Facebook and YouTube. Please, guys, before we begin and show you a brief recap of yesterday of what happened, please hit that like button. I would appreciate that if you can. And if you are brand new to the podcast, hit the subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. So much. And Facebook, the power of that share button. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Let's get into the details.
News 5 begins now with breaking news.
Life Squad 15, Life Squad 18, Fremont Fire, respond to the Hayes Avenue Bridge. Hayes Avenue Bridge, going to be for a train who hit numerous pedestrians. Your time now, 1927.
We're tracking breaking news out of Sandusky County. That's where investigators say 2 people are dead, a child is hurt, and another child is still missing after being hit by a freight train in Fremont. Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Brookbank.
I'm Tiffany Tarpley. The city's mayor says the family was in town for a fishing trip at the Sandusky River. We want to get out to our Mike Holden, who joins us live from Fremont with the very latest on this. Mike, you've been working to get new information throughout the morning.
I have. This is an active and ongoing investigation. The mayor of Fremont calling this a tragic and difficult situation unfolding. And you'll notice with a live look a little after 6 o'clock this morning, the train is moving through this area. You can see the road is closed, at least for now, because that train continues to pass through, and this has been a focal point of the investigation. But we also want to talk about the additional law enforcement presence right here this morning as we pan over and show you. City of Fremont police arrived here within the last, I'd say 35, 40 minutes. You can see some of these officers are retreating back to their cruisers over here. And after talking with them, they said their shift started right around 5 o'clock this morning, and they came back out to the area to simply try to search as well for this missing 5-year-old who was believed to be at last check in the water when this horrific situation all went down. But let me take you through the most active points in this investigation. You can see it right here with all of these flashing lights. Emergency responders swarmed the area of the Hayes Avenue Bridge near the Sandusky River right around 7:30 Sunday evening. They immediately deployed search crews. The Fremont mayor confirms a train struck and killed 2 adults. They are believed to be a 58-year-old mother and a 38-year-old daughter. The mayor says there were also 2 children walking on the train tracks with them. A 14-month-old child was rescued from the water and rushed to a hospital nearby.
Oh, so the baby was in the water as well? Wait a minute. So the mother and daughter was by the bedding, by the water. But the 2 younger ones went in the water? What?
58-year-old mother and a 38-year-old daughter. The mayor says there were also 2 children walking on the train tracks with them. A 14-month-old child was rescued from the water and rushed to a hospital nearby. No word on how that child is doing at this point. The 5-year-old is believed to still be missing and possibly in the water. Officials say this family came here from Fort Wayne, Indiana for a fishing trip. 12 to 15 other family members traveled with them. Mayor Danny Sanchez says it's been a challenging and taxing event, and they're working through a very difficult process.
And, it's unfortunate that this event took place, and our first responders are going to do everything they can possibly to in this recovery effort.
Now, Norfolk Southern issued a statement on this accident saying, quote, "We are deeply saddened by this tragedy and our hearts are with those affected, their loved ones in the community during this difficult time. We are working closely with local authorities on their investigation." Now, back out here live this morning in the city of Fremont, those police officers have cleared from the area. The road is now back open to through traffic since the train has cleared here. And we want to stress, Mike and Tiffany, this is a very popular fishing area where we just spotted a fisherman walking up there with his cooler, crossing over the bridge. In the meantime, those search efforts are set to resume sometime today. Unclear on exactly when, but we will continue to follow the latest breaking developments, and as soon as there's an update, I'll break back in.
That's a new detail that I did not see. We are now learning. The 15-year-old was in the water. Also, the 5-year-old. Now, I want to show you something. Looking at this haunting site of where all this happened. People were saying in my comments, "Hey, no, it's a visibility, it's dark. That's why." Well, this is not. It's when it happened. This is way before, after it happened. Excuse me. This is after this happened. This image is taken after. You see, visibility is limited the more you try to look down this path here. And we don't know exactly the point of impact, exactly where it happened, but it wasn't like that. It looked at it, let me show you. Let me actually show you what it looked like. This is moments after it happened. See?
Who was fishing in the area or the suspected victim?
This is it. This right here is the same day. Just, I would say, like an hour or two, it was light in the sky. Visibility was there. So it really begs the question, like, how couldn't you have seen it? There were comments saying, "Hey, no, they probably didn't hear it." But visibility was clear. I'm just curious on what happened. Okay, now let's go to the presser. The major update, 5-year-old, the mother, the daughter, and this young child. Let's have a listen.
And good morning, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. We're about to take you to an update in Fremont, Ohio, which is just southeast of Sandusky. I'll show you exactly where that is in a minute, but it was last night at about 7 o'clock, and Fremont is a big fishing community. They had a big fishing tournament this weekend, and there's a bridge, a train bridge that goes right over the river. It is not big enough for anything but the train, and there's even signs on each end of the bridge that say, "Do not try and walk across this bridge at any point because of the danger of a train coming." And apparently that's exactly what happened last night at about 7 o'clock. There were 4 people on that train bridge, a woman in her 50s, her daughter in her 30s, and then 2 children. What we're told is a 5-year-old and then about a 15 or a 14-month-old toddler. As the train is coming, the unclear part at this point is, were they all hit by the train and then up and over the side into the water, or did they decide to jump into the water below? And the water below is very shallow. We'll play a report from our Vic Gideon from this morning, and in fact, you'll be able to see fishermen standing in this river, unless this is going to be the beginning of our news conference. The 5-year-old is still missing. They believe was swept downriver. The 13-month-old was actually rescued by some fishermen, was given CPR, and then taken to the hospital and is in critical condition. It does look like we're about to get our update from Fremont, so let's take you there live.
Everybody good? Okay. First off, thank you all for coming out.
This is the presser, guys. Please hit that like button. YouTube, we haven't even broke 100. Yeah, if you could hit that like button, that would mean a lot to me. Facebook, hit that share. Here's your updates.
On this tragic day, I'm going to give a brief introduction, and the mayor is going to come up and speak a little bit about the incident. I will ask that you hold all of your questions until the end. Today's a tragic day, and we're devastated by the heartbreaking incident that took place here in Fremont. Our condolences are with the families affected, especially those mourning the loss of their loved ones. We are thinking about and praying for the toddler who was life-flighted to St. Vincent's Medical Center, as well as for the toddler that we're currently searching for. I want to thank the first responders and volunteers who came out last night and are still working with us this morning. Here in the city of Fremont, this community stands together in compassion and support for these families, and we're all impacted by this. At this time, I would like to turn the mic over to our mayor, Daniel R. Sanchez, to give a brief about what we have encountered here.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Danny Sanchez. I'm the mayor here in the city of Fremont. First and foremost, today we are focused on the recovery efforts of a 5-year-old child who is still missing in the Sandusky River. Our hearts go out to the family and to all those who have been affected by this tragedy. What started off as a daily fishing trip here in Fremont, Ohio, has ended in tragedy. Behind me, you see many first responders, local officials, and state officials who have been here throughout the night and throughout the morning, making sure that we utilize every local, state, and federal resource that we have available to focus on the recovery of this 5-year-old missing child. Our number one goal as a community today should be to pray for the catastrophic loss that this family has been endured with. Pray for our first responders and all of those who have worked throughout the night and throughout the day and are actively working to recover this 5-year-old child. Are there any questions for me?
Do we know the relationship between the kids and the 2 women that were killed yet?
We believe that the 2 women that were killed were mother and daughter, the deceased, and the 2 children, we believe the mother who is deceased was the mom of those 2 children.
Oh.
First off, thank you for doing this, Mr. Mayor. Right now, we just have the 4 people that were involved, no more than 4.
We believe there were only 4 people involved.
Mayor, nice job last night, by the way. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We know that the 5-year-old's a girl. The toddler, do we have an exact age on that toddler, and also a sex?
I believe a 14-month-old female.
Okay. And any identification of the family or anything?
That information will be given out to you after this press conference with the names of the victims in this case.
Can you just talk about the challenge of recovering this 5-year-old right now with the conditions of the river and people fishing and everything that's going on right now?
What you see behind me, we have many state and federal local officials. All of our resources are currently out in the Sandusky River. Obviously, it's been challenging throughout the night. It was very dark last night. We had first responders still working throughout the night, walking the perimeters of the water, and as early as they could daybreak, boats from many different law enforcement agencies and first responding agencies are currently conducting the search in the Sandusky River.
And then the nature of the incident, I mean, this may already be out there. It doesn't seem like anyone could jump over that wall there. Were they all knocked into the river due to the impact from the train?
The investigation is still ongoing. I don't have those details. Today, we're simply focused on the recovery efforts of this 5-year-old.
Okay, and then do you know if the signals were working at the time to alert them that a train was coming?
Yeah, as I stated, currently we're focused on the recovery efforts. The investigation is still ongoing, and more details will be released when that information is concluded. Yes, sir.
Is the NTSB involved in this yet?
They are. They've been very cooperative. I can tell you that I have had conversations with them, and every safety measure that they attempted to do, we believe they took every safety measure that they could. Obviously, it's when there's a train moving, we all know that takes time for that train to stop, but they have been involved. They've been very cooperative, and they've offered all the resources they could as well.
Do we know if they were fishing off the bridge?
We believe that the family was here for a fishing trip. I do not have any details on whether they were fishing at that time. I do not believe so, but I don't have those details.
Can you just talk about the river itself and how it flows, where the search efforts are headed at this point?
Yeah, you know, the search efforts are throughout the Sandusky River. The river's flowing north, as we can see here, and our efforts are going to be spent north of the river throughout the area where we're at today on looking to recover that 5-year-old missing child.
I know the search effort started here last night, I believe, and then I think in the morning, Sandusky County Sheriff's Department or deputies had a boat. So I guess what's the parameters? I guess is it all the way? Then we saw the boats back here again. Yeah. So tell me, you know, I guess where you're looking, how big a plot of or how big a stretch of river is it?
Yeah, I will ask the fire chief who's here with us today. He is the incident command officer on scene, and he can take it over from here and answer any questions that you guys may have. Are there any more questions for me at this time?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor. So obviously these people from out of town, maybe not super familiar with the area, or just wanted to get over what have you. Is it common to see people use this, and what would be your message to people who might not be familiar with this area, utilizing something as dangerous?
Well, the answer no is, in my opinion, it is not common for pedestrians to be there, as all of you have the view of where this incident took place, and there are clearly marked no trespassing signs there, and it would not be common for anyone. And for our community, we would encourage anyone that sees anyone on the bridge to contact 911 and call law enforcement agencies right away. If you see something, say something. This is a very, very unfortunate, tragic event, and we want to encourage our citizens to reach out and call 911 if we see that. We do know that there are many, many community citizens who are concerned and are deeply saddened by this tragedy. Although these folks are not from Fremont, we welcome everyone to our community. And when you are here, we want to treat people like family, and it's very unfortunate with this tragedy, and our community is very greatly concerned. I've had many, many people reach out already. However, we are asking our community, as helpful as they can be, just to allow first responders to continue to do their jobs and give them the adequate space that they need to be able to perform these search efforts. We are utilizing every resource that we have, and our state representative Gary Click is here, our county commissioners, other elected officials, U.S. Senator Bernie Moreno, U.S. Senator John Husted. I've been on phone calls with them already, updating them, and I can assure you that our state, federal, and local officials have all been a phone call away to offer their gratitude, their empathy, their prayers, but most importantly, any resource that we need. So we have that information, we have their information, and we're currently actively in a recovery effort as we speak.
Is there anything you can provide about the nationality of this family? Yeah. I know there was a language barrier making it difficult to communicate with next of kin. Anything you can say about where they're from?
I don't have any of those details of where they're from. I believe they are from Fort Wayne, Indiana. And there were English-speaking folks who were here and were able to communicate with our law enforcement, and our local law enforcement agency is in contact and has the contact information for family members.
The two women and the toddler, they were pulled from the river or on the tracks?
I don't have those details right now as that investigation is ongoing. I can tell you that there is a 14-month-old child who is currently hospitalized, and I do not have the medical condition of that child, and we are in the recovery.
I believe he said that the 14-year-old is in critical condition.
Efforts for a 5-year-old missing female.
Is there any thoughts about, I know there's fishermen in the water, that you would allow them, or that maybe prohibit them from fishing today, to maybe perhaps hindering your efforts, or are they not going to factor into the recovery?
You know, at this time, I think all the eyes that we have on the river could be beneficial in the recovery efforts. Obviously, if we believe, or if first responders believe that there is any person out there that may jeopardize the recovery efforts, they will take whatever measures they need to address that issue, but I am not aware at this time that that's been needed.
Can anyone speak to the depth of the river, specifications, how wide of an area this is to search, anything like that? Perhaps the fire chief?
Yes, are there any other questions for me at this time? We will do our best to keep you all informed, okay? At this current time, we do not have a time for another press release. We will do our best to keep the public informed. We worked throughout the night hours. I believe I was out to maybe 1:30, 2 a.m. this morning, and we were up at it first thing. I can assure all of you that our community offers our prayers and our condolences to the family. And I want to thank our residents and our community for coming together. All of these folks aren't from our community. I'd like to thank our community for coming together during this tragic time. Thank you. I'll turn it over to the fire chief.
Good morning, Paul Hallbeisen, Fremont Fire Chief. So reference some of your questions. We have multiple agencies working with us, utilizing some of the highest technology that we have available to us in terms of side scan sonar, things of that nature. Toledo Fire, ODNR, multiple other fire jurisdictions are assisting with the search. As far as range, starting obviously here at the beginning of the incident, and as far out as the Sandusky Bay. So we even have Sandusky Fire Police assisting us as well, coming from that direction. So it's a broad spectrum search area, but we are, with the resources that we currently have and we're utilizing, we're pretty confident that we can cover that area. It's just a matter of time.
How long is that stretch?
As far as river miles, do you know? It's tough because how the river winds. It's not a bird shot, so I do not have that information at this time.
How far does Sandusky Bay as the crow flies?
That I don't know either. Do you have any idea? I couldn't tell you. I apologize.
A couple miles maybe, or
oh yeah, yeah.
Like more 5 miles or
more than that.
Okay, good.
So.
The depth of the river, I see people standing in it, obviously. Does it get deeper at certain points?
There's the Sandusky River, there's a lot of variation, and up here it's very shallow. When you get past Brady's Island down here, it gets significantly deeper. It maintains that depth for a while, but there are channels within it and things of that nature that need to be navigated. So it's tricky, but we have the capabilities. So.
When was the last time you had a water rescue here in Fremont?
I'm not sure, but let's focus on what we're here for today. In regards to the child that we're looking for. So, is there any other questions in regards to why we're here today?
Just anything about the difficulty of the nature of finding this child. Obviously, she's small, and there's a lot of things in this river, I assume.
There's significant difficulty with any river rescue, and we're navigating those challenges at this time. So, anything else? Thank you.
Were witnesses able to provide any kind of description of the child, what the child was wearing?
It's under investigation at this point, and when we get further information, we'll let you know.
This guy's brushing them off.
All right. Oh, thank you, Chief. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. For right now, we're going to go ahead and conclude. We will keep you as informed as possible. Moving forward, I will be the media point of contact. After we're off camera, I have cards and stuff that I can give you. So moving forward.
Dan DeRosa with 19 News. We've been listening to an update in Fremont, Ohio. It's very near Sandusky, and in fact, I'm going to be walking you through just exactly where this is and even show you the bridge itself with a warning that's on the bridge. So let's do that. Here is a map of Fremont. I'm going to pull out a little bit wider. You can see the Sandusky River goes right through the center of town. We're going to zoom in right here where the incident happened. And when they talk about how shallow the water is here, I mean, you can see that. Now, granted, not sure when this picture was taken, when this satellite image was taken, but you can see where there's ground there, and that railroad bridge that goes across. You have Hayes Avenue that goes across, but then here is the railroad bridge. And let's bring you right down to that intersection, right to where that bridge is. You can see the Sandusky River there. This is the bridge in question. I can even bring us.
I guess they're trying to understand exactly how it happened as we are asking that, scratching our heads and asking this.
You have rocky areas that you could stand on. And there are routinely people who fish in this area. But as we zoom in on this bridge, a couple of things to point out. Here is the no trespassing sign right here, no trespassing.
As this man continues to talk about like this situation, I want to get into the updates that I was telling you about. Okay. So this family that got hit, an oppressor, a fisherman, took that 14-year-old girl out of that water, performed CPR to save her life. I would say that that fisherman did, because she's alive, but in critical condition. The mother and daughter, we know, passed away. This 5-year-old girl, well, update shows that she is now found from the Sandusky River. She is found. And now I'm going to show you that video.
We've got an update now to that breaking news we brought you just a few moments ago. The Fremont train crash just moments ago. The mayor said the 5-year-old little girl who is missing has been recovered from the Sandusky River. Let's get back out to Sophia Pericone in Fremont for the latest. Sophia, what can you tell us? Did you see anything?
Melissa, all morning we've been seeing boats cruising up and down the Sandusky River. They actually set up sort of a blocked off area right underneath the bridge, and we believe that is where the body was found. The mayor just moments ago told us that the body of a 5-year-old girl was recovered from this area, from the base of the river underneath the bridge. They had been searching since about 7 o'clock last night when the train hit a family of 4. 2 of the people, 2 women, a 58-year-old and a 38-year-old mother and daughter, were killed. A 14-month-old little girl was life-flighted to St. V's. We don't know her condition right now. And again, since then, they had been searching for this 5-year-old girl. And just moments ago, the mayor confirmed her body was found. This comes just less than an hour after there was a press conference here. It sounds like there could have been a recovery during that press conference, but all 4 victims have been accounted for. Police believe that is all that there is. This is a family of 4. They were in from out of town, from Fort Wayne, for a daily fishing trip. And now law enforcement and Fremont city officials are just asking everyone to keep this family in your prayers, as well as the first responders who found her.
Now, you saw right there. Excuse me. I'm still sick. She's been found. So the press conference that I showed you right after, let me rewind it to the presser. Right after this, they found the body. They found her. And the mayor confirmed that information. he confirmed it, that the body they found was that 5-year-old. You know, I haven't heard details of the bodies, you know, found alive or dead, but I'm going to heavily assume that this 5-year-old girl is no longer with us. You know, sometimes I know I speak like, you know, I should have common sense, but I just want to have faith. You know what I'm saying? I really, really do want to have faith. It's just an all-around messed up situation. The mother died, right? The 58-year-old, the mother was 58 years old. The mother had a daughter who was 38 years old. And the 2 children, the 14-month-year-old and the 5-year-old, all deceased except for this 1-year-old. This 1-year-old, rescued by a fisherman, is fighting for her life. Both of them ended up in the river. The 2 younger children. The older daughter, 38-year-old, and the 58-year-old mother, they were by the bedding. As I showed you the picture, I don't feel like showing that picture again. But I would just, yeah, this 5-year-old girl is no longer with us. Investigators are still giving us updates. You know, they wasn't clear on exactly where this happened. If there's camera footage, you know. Somebody made a comment and said that, you know, they could have improved that sign just a little more better. I kind of agree with that. I do. I do. But we know better also.
Train, and it pushed them up and over.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, what? Wait a minute. Wait, what did he say?
Area, but as we zoom in on this bridge, a couple of things to point out. Here is the no trespassing sign right here, no trespassing, because there is no room. I want you to think about trying to walk across this bridge, as it looks like the 4 of them were trying to do. And if you don't have time to get off this bridge, you're going to be in serious trouble. One of the reporters there on the ground said that it appears the wall is just too high to jump, for anybody to jump, but we know that all 4 ended up over the rail and in the water. So whether they were hit by the train and it pushed them up and over.
That's what we were saying. Chat, yesterday, that's exactly what we were saying.
They're still going to have to investigate that, but all 4 individuals all 4 people ended up in the water. The woman in her 50s, that's the grandmother of the children. Her daughter in her 30s, both dead, found in the water. The 5-year-old is still missing.
She's found. I just showed you the video update. This video was literally right before they found her. But this gives details and insights that we're missing.
Year-old little girl. They presume that she was swept away by the current. They're still looking for that child. And then the 14-month-old little girl who was discovered by fishermen or rescued by fishermen in the moments after the incident. The fishermen started CPR on that little girl. They life-flighted her to the local hospital, and last we heard, she was in critical condition. Obviously a tragedy. We didn't get a whole lot more information here in this latest update. But I do want to play for you. Our Vic Gideon has been there all morning. Take a look at his story from earlier.
A Sandusky County Sheriff's deputy boat has been in the water since 6 o'clock after a train accident that happened about 7:30 last night. They're searching for a 5-year-old girl. The accident happened here. The train taking the life of a 58-year-old woman and a 38-year-old woman, a mother and a daughter, as well as sending a toddler to the hospital. This whole group, these 4 people, were part of a large family event that had come here to Fremont in Sandusky County for white bass fishing season from Fort Wayne, Indiana. And we know that rushing that toddler to the hospital involved an act of heroism.
The toddler was actually pulled from the water by fishermen, and they administered CPR and got the toddler breathing again to the point where the toddler was taken to St. Vincent's Medical Center in Toledo. Last bit of information I have on that is critical condition.
Tell me some logistics of the accident.
The information that we have right now is that they were crossing the bridge, heading this way. The train was coming, and obviously they didn't make it, and they went over the sides of the bridge into the water.
They jumped, or they were?
That we don't know yet.
So all 4 of them were in the river?
All 4 of them were in the river, correct.
You can see the fishermen
Okay. All right. You know, that tells me okay. So if the picture we saw yesterday with the bodies separated, that means that they were okay. This tells me if the bodies are wet, that would tell them that they were all in the water. Now the 2 little ones, depending on the extent of their injuries, one could have drowned, one survived. But the 5-year-old could have died due to her injuries. She would have succumbed to her injuries, or she drowned. Like, you know, the cause of death. But the 2 women, 58-year-old mother, 38-year-old daughter, if their bodies was wet, that means they went through here. They didn't go anywhere. They didn't go anywhere here. Nowhere else here. They decided to go through here. But why would you do that? Now, they are not tall enough to jump over this. Stated. So they were probably hit so hard that they went over, or at least they tried to go over. So wait, you mean to tell me, oh fuck, dude, this is so nightmarish. You mean to tell me that they knew they were trying to run for their lives, possibly? Is that what you're telling me right now? Yo, guys, I understand what I'm saying to you now. Is that they were all in the water. They're not here. Obviously they're not, because they got hit by the train. So they obviously was in here. So if they were in here and the train was coming, you can't hop over that thing. So they try to either run out, or like, you get what I'm saying? So to either not, and it was visible. Hold on, wait a minute. This is making sense. You understand what I'm saying to you, right? Look at the time of day. Look, let me show you something. Look at the time of day. This is the time of day where this happened moments right after it happened, right here. They see the train. There's cars going by, people walking. They wanted to go through there. And then they're in here for whatever reason, probably just trying to get to the other side. And it sounds like they were trying to run for their lives. And looking at this train, on how narrow this is, I'm gonna get into detail here. Sandy, thank you for the 100 stars on Facebook. I appreciate that. It's so narrow that the train is going through like this, and whoever gets caught between here and here is going to spin. And think of it like you're going through something, right? It's like this. It's so narrow, it's close, that if you're in between these gaps, you're going to get hit and spinned out. So, pow, and spin out. That's, I've seen people, God forbid, I've seen people get hit by trains. You've seen it on the internet, you've seen it. You spin and it hits you with force, you fly. That's exactly what this sounds like. What? But why would you? My love goes out to them. Rest in peace. But whoever idea was this, because it wasn't a 5-year-old and 1-year-old. They're looking for elders to guide them. But why would you go on the tracks? Why would you do that? That video shed some good insight. Let's go back and listen to what he said exactly. Janet and Eugene, your comment probably got deleted again. For many people who are new, you cannot put a period in between two letters. It's going to think it's a link. When you write a sentence, like you write down or anything, you put a period and you put space. It's the same thing, okay? Just letting you know. I got to hear this one more time and get some details so I could kind of like understand this for a second.
St. Vincent's Medical Center in Toledo. Last bit of information I have on that is critical condition.
Tell me some logistics of
the information that we have right now is that they were crossing the bridge, heading this way. The train was coming, and obviously they didn't make it, and they went over the sides of the bridge into the water.
They jumped, or they were
that we don't know yet.
So all four of them.
I can only think of those two outcomes. They went inside here, or they just tried to cross. I can't think of nothing else, guys. I'm not there. I'm not a law enforcement. I don't have the evidence they have. I don't have the cameras or whatever. But the only two things that I can possibly think, the only two, is that they went inside. Now, this family's not from here. They're from Indiana. They don't know any better. So they don't know if they probably didn't think this train was here or whatever. Now, the only one thing that I can say is that they probably was in here running for their lives, or they just was crossing. They just was regular, like they were just crossing, and the train came. They just crossed the street. They thought that they could make it. Right? Like, I mean, but in my mind, it's like they all ended up in the water. So how did you all end up in the water if you're crossing? They all ended up in the water. All of them. And the two bodies was recovered. We put the two pictures side by side. I found the place where their bodies were, and we looked at it. And originally, I thought that the train piled them and they flew, which can happen. But listening to this update, you know, that was preliminary information we were getting. I was just speculating. But now, listening to this, if all their bodies was there, they were more closer to here. They were around this region. This is exactly where it happened. It couldn't have been here because all their bodies was in the water. So it happened here. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Oh, by the way, I have another video of the... Yo, chat, wait a minute. Hold on. I think I have the video of them finding... I'm not too sure. Hold on. I don't know if this is the video. I don't know. I don't want to say it, but I don't know. Let's keep watching this, and we'll go to that video next.
In the river.
All 4 of them were in the river, correct.
You can see the fishermen underneath that bridge because they're looking for that 5-year-old downstream. Now, we do know, again, a 58-year-old woman and a 38-year-old woman were both killed. That was a mother and a daughter. We know that the rescue mission or the recovery mission is continuing for that 5-year-old, and we're continuing to work.
We already had that update. They already recovered her.
On the condition of that toddler rushed to Toledo at a hospital in critical condition. Reporting in Fremont and Sandusky County, Vic Gideon, 19 News.
And you could see that there were fishermen back there in the river already this morning. That is a big area for fishing in Fremont. The question was asked, should they be in the water if they're searching for a 5-year-old? The mayor said that the more eyes, the better in that area. If they felt if the fishermen were hampering anything, that they would pull them out, but that more than likely that toddler, because of the current, is somewhere between, and I want to take a look at that. We heard them talk about the area that they're searching is from Fremont. So let's take a look at the map again. Here is Fremont, and the Sandusky River winds all the way up here to Sandusky Bay. That is not exactly in the area of Cedar Point. I'll show you where Cedar Point is, but you can see that river as it snakes down all the way through to Fremont. So they are concerned that that child's body has gone north all the way through Sandusky, the river, into the Sandusky Muddy Creek Bay, as you see here. So they have Sandusky firefighters. Here is the rest of the Sandusky Bay, keeping an eye on this area for that possible 5-year-old that has gotten swept away. And as we come a little bit more here to the east, you see Sandusky Bay there to the west, and here is Cedar Point all the way over here. So a very large area that they're trying to find that 5-year-old. It is being called a recovery effort. There's a big difference between a rescue effort where they think
rescue means that they're still alive. Recovery means they believe that she's not alive.
The child could still be alive, and then as they were calling it this morning in this latest update, a recovery effort, unfortunately, for that 5-year-old little girl. If we have any other breaking news, any other updates to this story, we will come live to you here on our digital properties. Again, a very sad tragedy. 2 women losing their lives. A third is potentially the 5-year-old. Unfortunately, has passed, but it's just a process of recovering the body. And then the 14-month-old little girl is in the hospital in critical. We will keep you updated on this and all of the day's breaking news, not only on Cleveland's 43 that's on right now, but also Cleveland 19 News at noon. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19. Have a good afternoon.
19 News is every.
Okay. Hearing that, the reports say that they were crossing the bridge. I mean, you're walking down here. Yo, wait a minute. Somebody shared me a video of this exact spot. Who was that in the chat? It was somebody. Whoever that was. You mind putting that in Discord again? Submit cases. Somebody posted that. I remember. I'm going to get this video, right? I think for reference, we can kind of see where. Like, because how did they cross? So crazy. Like, it's unbelievable. No, it wasn't dark. It wasn't. Guys, listen. No, it wasn't. No, it was not. Look, watch. Let me show you something. That's when it's dark. Not even. It's some very, very little light. It's like that 7:30 p.m. sky. You know what I'm talking about? And this is, this is when it happened. Clear visibility. Hold on, let me go back to that video. Okay, let's watch, what was that when she was there? Okay, guys, now I'm going to show you something, all right? I'm not sure. I didn't watch this. I don't know what we're about to see. I did not see this. I don't know. I do not know. This is before or after, but they told us that she was found at the base of the bridge. So let's dial in real quick. Right before that presser, there was something there. Dial in with me, okay? Oh, hit the like and subscribe if you're new. You see, look at them right there. They were doing something. See, the guy said, he says, we don't know if they discovered someone and didn't tell them. They didn't tell nobody. They didn't want to make any noise because they needed to confirm. That's what the anchor said. You see on the left side of the screen? This is right before the presser. That presser only lasted, what, like 16 minutes. And then right after the presser was finished, they found the girl and he confirmed it. Because in this press conference right here, they didn't say nothing. They said that we're still looking for her.
Okay. We are down here in Fremont waiting for an update from officials regarding a Sunday night train strike involving multiple people and killing 2. So here's what we know.
Yo, did my stream literally just end? Are you kidding me? Wait a minute. Wait, are we... Dude, no way did that just happened. Facebook just ended. Wow. Are we still good, guys? Are we good?
Months old and a 5-year-old. The condition of that toddler isn't known at this time, but they were found here at the scene and taken to the hospital. However, there is now a search going on for the 5-year-old. We have seen dive teams and drones in the area efforting in that search for the 5-year-old. Right now, the relationship between the kids and the 2 women isn't clear, and we don't know their identities at this time. Again, we're just waiting for an update on the status of the search and the condition of that toddler who was pulled from the river here overnight. We have seen Toledo's dive team here. There is Ballville Volunteer Fire Department here. Ohio State Highway Patrol is also here. So we're just hoping to get some more information. This press conference is planned at 2. There's a fan boat in the water right now, part of that search and rescue effort. Again, they're looking for a 5-year-old who was part of this train strike on Sunday night, and they have not located them at this time. This fan boat has been going up and down the river since we got here around 9:45 this morning. Again, multiple agencies on scene, and we're just waiting for an update from law enforcement. So stick with us as we anticipate that press conference starting in just a few minutes.
And then they found her. And then this was after, right after.
Let me get his call. Fremont officials about the overnight train strike that involved multiple people. Right now, we know so far that 2 women have been killed. They are mother and daughter. A 14-month-old toddler was also hit and life-flighted to St. V's. It is believed that that toddler is the child of one of the women hit, And now search efforts are still underway for a 5-year-old involved in this train strike. They're searching the river. They said it's at least 5 miles starting from here, the Sandusky River up here, all the way to the Sandusky Bay. We don't know the identities of these individuals yet, but we are told they were here for a fishing trip out of Fort Wayne. Again, these search efforts are continuing for a 5-year-old who was involved. They could not give us information about what the child was wearing. Trains are still passing by.
And then right after she did that, they just posted a video update, and it's the video that I showed you that they just found her. The 5-year-old.
A few moments ago, the Fremont train crash. Just moments ago, the mayor said the 5-year-old little girl who was.
You see, it's all like it makes sense.
Melissa, all morning we've been seeing boats cruising up and down the Sandusky River. They actually set up sort of a blocked off area right underneath the bridge, and we believe that is where the body was found. The mayor just moments ago told us that the body of a 5-year-old girl was recovered from this area, from the base of the river underneath the bridge. They had been searching since about 7 o'clock last night when the train hit a family of 4. 2 of the people, 2 women, a 58-year-old and a 38-year-old mother and daughter, were killed. A 14-month-old little girl was life-flighted to St. V's. We don't know her condition right now. And again, since then, they had been searching for this 5-year-old girl. And just moments ago, the mayor confirmed her body was found. This comes just less than an hour after there was a press conference here. It sounds like there could have been a recovery during that press conference, but all 4 victims have been accounted for. Police believe that is all that there is. This is a family of 4. They were in from out of town, from Fort Wayne, for a daily fishing trip. And now law enforcement and Fremont city officials are just asking everyone to keep this family in your prayers, as well as the first responders who found her.
That night, I don't know when exactly they found the body. But it was definitely like you can see inside that water. Look at that. Look at that. And they found her right underneath. Wait, on the left side, right? Wait, is it the left side? Yeah, okay, yeah, they found her left of here, I believe. This is the train. Yeah, it is some murky water. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think the guy said that he's going to give their identities, and he's gonna let us know. So I'm going to update you guys on that. I'm going to let you guys know who these women are, you know, and the child. You know, may they rest in peace. I know, guys. I know what I'm reading some of the comments when I can. You know, it's unfortunate. There was a sign there that they should have looked both ways. It is sad. I don't know exactly how it happened. Either they went inside here while fishing, or they just wanted to cross and they didn't see the train. I don't know how they didn't see it, but my guess is the two, that they were walking down here. They couldn't see over this, you know. They couldn't see over this. And but the train, but then they wouldn't have that it doesn't make sense to me. In my brain, like, because they would have, okay, so here's what I'm saying. If they walked down here, right, and the train was coming, then they wouldn't, the train, it's here. So it goes, it's going through. How did you miss this opening? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's an opening. Like, it's clear as day. Visible, it was daytime, sun is setting, you can hear it, but I don't understand. train. Yeah, I don't. That's north. Yeah. I don't know, Chad. This is. Yeah, I don't. Again, my respect goes out to them, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how could have this, like, was you trying to run and beat the train and you lost? Again, you try to speed up and the train is coming. That's another possibility, possible. She grabbed their hands. Now the daughter, the 38-year-old, but then this shit's gonna bug my mind all day. Yeah, like, I mean, I feel bad for that 1-year-old and the 5-year-old because they're just following the steps of their mother. That's all. Like, the train is coming. Here. Did you try to run here? Did you try to cross the street? Because you both ended up in the water. It definitely because that base is here where they found her. Yeah, man, it's just, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. You can send that in an article. Ricky, can you send that article to me? Not the screenshot. Just give me the link of that article from the witness account. Hold on, let me just Google it. Okay, wait a minute. No, I don't. Okay, so yeah, if you could just give me okay, I see what you're saying, Ricky. Okay, so let me just blow that up. Okay, let me blow that up. Guys, look at this. Look at this. Look what I'm about to show you. And thank you for putting it in the right spot. Discord is really messy, and I'm gonna have to fix it. David Tucker 320 was fishing by the Sandusky River when he heard the train approaching the bridge and sounding its horn. I don't get this. Wait a minute. Okay, so wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. So it was... As the train neared, it continued to sound its horn intermittently until... I'm sorry, guys. I'm like sneezing. Yo, excuse me. Mr. Tucker then saw what he estimated were 4 or 5 people drop straight into the water from the train. Oh, what? Wait. They were on it? The train trestle? Wait a minute. He could only see their feet as they were flowed down the river. Mr. Tucker called 911 at 7:45. He said his father, David Tucker Jr., had just returned home from work, and also said that he heard the trains sound its horn. I looked out my back window and I could see people in panic. He said, adding he also heard a train slam its brakes. He immediately called his son because he knew his son was fishing at the river. According to the tucker, the victims appeared to be crossing the train trestle to reach the others. Oh my God! Oh my God! Yo, we got it right! Guys! Yo! Oh my God! I told you, I knew it. I told you it had to been that way. I knew it. I knew it. Yo, what is happening? Why would you do that? Why did you take your kids and do that to them? Why? Why would you do that to kids? Ricky, good job, Ricky. Good job for sending me part of that article. Why would you do this? And a 38-year-old, whoever guided them. Oh my God. They were running for their life. They were running for their life. No, Sherry, he didn't. He said crossing the bridge, not the train trestle. There's a difference between bridge and trestle. He just said it in the report. Why didn't you just but why not take this? Why not? Like, oh my gosh, this is a clusterfuck, bro. I swear to God, bro. That poor baby. Fuck, the 5-year-old. The 5-year-old. Guys, let me listen to something real quick. I just need to listen to something. Just give me a second. I need to listen to what this.
You know, I guess where.
And then the nature of the incident. I mean, this may already be out there. It doesn't seem like anyone could jump over that wall there. Were they all knocked into the river due to the impact from the train?
The investigation is still ongoing. I don't have those details. Today, we're simply focused on the recovery efforts of this 5-year-old. Ready for our first responder.
First off, thank you for doing this, Mr. Mayor.
Press conference with the names of the responders.
Into the river due to the impact from the train?
The investigation is still ongoing. I don't have those details. Today, we're simply focused on the recovery efforts of this 5-year-old.
Okay, and then do you know if the signals, the were working at the time to alert them that a train was coming?
Yeah, as I stated, currently we're focused on the recovery efforts. The investigation is still ongoing, and more details will be released when that information is concluded.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
I know, Breezy.
Is the NTSB involved in this yet?